A day at Disney Dreamland. Lily had dreamed of visiting Disney Dreamland for 3 years. Her parents surprised her with tickets for her 10th birthday. They packed their bags on Friday night and left early Saturday morning. The sun was rising as their train left the city. Lily held her Mickey Mouse backpack tightly and smiled the whole way. When they arrived, the park entrance looked magical. Big castles, colorful flags, and music in the air. They got their maps and fast passes at the gate. Lily wanted to see everything, the roller coasters, the parades, and meet Princess Elsa. Their first ride was the Sky Pirates, a flying ship adventure. Lily screamed with joy as the ship swung high above the trees. After that, they ate lunch at a castle-themed restaurant. Lily had chicken nuggets shaped like stars. Then they went to meet Elsa in the frozen village. But the line was very long, over 40 minutes. Lily waited patiently, braiding her hair like Anna's. When she finally met Elsa, she was so excited she forgot to say her name. Elsa smiled and said, "Welcome, brave friend." They took a photo together and Lily got a sparkly sticker. Next, they went to the big thunder coaster. Lily was tall enough to ride, but Mom was too scared to join. Dad and Lily went on it twice, once with eyes open, once with eyes closed. They laughed all the way home. At 3 p.m., Lily realized her backpack was gone. She had left it on the coaster seat. Inside were her water bottle, snacks, and her special notebook with park plans. She started to cry. "I lost everything." Dad told her to stay calm and go to Lost and Found. The worker checked the computer and said, "Yes, a backpack was found on the Big Thunder ride." Lily jumped with joy and hugged Dad. But when they got the backpack, the notebook was wet. Someone had spilled water inside. All her notes and drawings were blurry. Lily felt sad, but then she had an idea. She asked a Disney artist to draw a new map of the park. The artist said yes and drew castles, rides, and even Lily as a princess. She colored it with bright markers and wrote new plans. Now it was even better than the old one. At 5 p.m., the big parade began. Floats with lights, music, and dancing characters moved down the street. Mickey waved from the last float and blew a kiss to the crowd. Lily waved her arms and shouted, "Bye, Mickey! I'll come back!" Before the fireworks, it started to rain. Everyone ran for cover under tents and trees. The fireworks were delayed, but Lily didn't mind. She sat with her family, eating popcorn and singing Disney songs. At 8 p.m., the sky cleared and the fireworks began. Colors exploded above the castle: red, gold, blue, and green. A voice played, "When you wish upon a star," from a speaker. Lily leaned on Mom's shoulder and whispered, "This is the best day ever." On the train home, she fell asleep with her new map in her lap. That night, her parents smiled and said, even with lost things and rain, magic still happened. And Lily knew Disney wasn't just a park, it was a place where dreams, small problems, and happy surprises all came true. A breakdown on the way to the lake. It was a sunny Saturday morning in June. The Wilson family packed their car for a day trip to Pine Lake. Dad drove, Mom sat beside him, and their two children, Emma and Ben, sat in the back. They brought sandwiches, a blanket, swimwear, and a portable radio. Emma had her camera to take pictures of birds and flowers. Ben brought his toy boat to float in the lake. The city slowly disappeared behind them as they drove into the countryside. Green hills and farms passed by the windows. After 1 hour, the road became narrow and bumpy. Suddenly, the car made a loud clunk and started to slow down. Dad tried to keep it going, but the engine stopped completely. He turned the key. Nothing happened. "We've broken down," he said quietly. Mom looked worried. "Is anyone coming this way?" They were on a quiet road with no houses nearby. Dad opened the hood and looked at the engine. He saw smoke and a broken belt hanging loose. "I can't fix this myself," he said. Emma checked her phone. No signal. Ben started to cry. "I want to go to the lake." Mom gave him a cookie and said, "We'll be okay. Let's stay calm." They put a red jacket on the roof as a signal for help. An hour passed. The sun was getting hotter. A small brown dog appeared on the side of the road. It came close and wagged its tail. "Hello, dog," said Ben, smiling for the first time. The dog barked once and ran a few steps, then looked back. "He wants us to follow him," said Emma. "Animals can't help with cars," said Dad, but he was curious. They decided to walk a short way behind the dog. After 5 minutes, they reached a small wooden house. An old man was fixing a bicycle in the yard. The dog ran to him and barked happily. The man looked up and waved. "Need help?" he asked. Dad explained the broken car. The man, named Mr. Reed, said, "I have a phone and tools. I can call a tow truck." He invited them into his cool kitchen for water and lemonade. His wife brought out fresh apple pie. While they waited, Mr. Reed told stories about the forest and the lake. Emma took a photo of the kind couple. 2 hours later, a tow truck arrived. The driver checked the car and said it needed a new engine belt. "It'll take 3 hours to fix," he said. Mr. Reed said, "You don't have to wait by the road. Stay here." The Wilsons played cards, walked in the garden, and fed the chickens. In the late afternoon, the tow truck driver returned. The car was fixed and ready to go. Dad paid the bill and thanked both men. Before leaving, Emma gave Mr. Reed a photo she had printed from her camera. It showed him smiling with the dog, Rex. "You've saved our day," said Mom. They finally reached Pine Lake at 6 p.m., much later than planned. They didn't swim or eat on the beach, but they sat together and watched the sunset. Ben said, "This was the best day ever." Emma said, "Not because of the lake, because of the people." That night, back home, Dad wrote in his journal, "Sometimes, when your plans break down, the best parts of the journey begin." Fire at the gas station. It was a hot afternoon in July. Tom was driving home after a long day at work. His car needed fuel, so he turned into a gas station on Main Street. The station had 4 pumps and a small convenience store. A young worker named Jake was on duty. Tom parked his car at pump 3 and turned off the engine. Jake came over and asked, "Fill it up? Regular?" Tom nodded. "Yes, please. Full tank." Jake started the pump and checked the tire pressure. Tom stayed in the driver's seat, texting his wife. He didn't notice that his engine was still warm. Near the pump, a small drop of oil had leaked from another car earlier. The sun beat down on the pavement, making it very hot. At the same time, a woman in a red car pulled up next to Tom. She got out and opened her fuel cap, but she left the engine running. Jake saw this and ran over. "Please turn off your engine, ma'am," he said. The woman smiled and said, "Just a second, I'm on the phone." She kept talking, holding her mobile near the fuel tank. Suddenly, Tom opened his door and a spark came from the metal frame. No one saw it, but it landed on the oil patch near his tire. A small flame appeared and spread quickly. Jake smelled smoke and shouted, "Fire! Everyone back!" He grabbed the fire extinguisher from the wall. Tom jumped out of his car and moved away. The woman in the red car dropped her phone and screamed. Flames were growing between the 2 cars. Jake aimed the extinguisher and sprayed white foam. The fire went down, but it lit up again near the fuel hose. One of the hoses was still connected to the red car. Jake quickly pulled it out and shut off the pump. More workers ran out with another extinguisher. Together, they put out the last flames. The fire was over in less than 3 minutes. Police and firefighters arrived quickly. They checked the cars and the pumps. Thankfully, no one was hurt. But both cars had burn marks and the fuel hose was damaged. The station manager questioned everyone. He said the fire started because of heat, running engines, and static electricity. Using a phone near fuel could also cause danger. Tom felt guilty. He forgot to check for sparks. The woman apologized for not turning off her engine. The station closed for 2 hours for safety checks. Later, the local news reported the story. They said it was a warning for all drivers. The next day, Tom returned to the station. He gave Jake a thank you card and a box of chocolates. He said, You were brave. You saved our cars, maybe even our lives."
Jake smiled. I just did my job, but I'll never forget that moment. From then on, Tom always turned off his engine, waited 30 seconds, and never used his phone at a gas station. He also told his friends about the fire, so they would stay safe too.